Okay.
Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today's April 19th, 2022, and Bitcoin has begun its pump to the upside, okay? We're not only going to look at Bitcoin on the larger time frames, also the smaller time frames, but we're also going to look at our favorite altcoins in Revain, Kadena, and Verasity. If that sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. I'm starting on the weekly chart. I believe that the large term analysis is very important, especially at this time. Please, I would like everybody who watches this show to gain some perspective, understand where we're at, look at where Bitcoin is right now, okay? Just look at this candle right here. Doesn't look bearish to you. Or does it look bearish to you? Absolutely not. It looks bullish. It's at the bottom of a trading range. It's at the bottom of a larger trading range, right? The one that we drew yesterday, and the smaller trading range. That's a great buy. So not financial advice, but as I said in yesterday's video, it's an opportunity. It's a great opportunity, the opportunity of a lifetime. You don't get that many such opportunities, right, to buy. So you're literally buying support right now. And even if you don't touch it, if you don't trade in it or out, whatever you buy around this time is going to travel, potentially is going to travel such a great distance. So it's a great risk to reward type of trade to buy around this time, okay? So this is what I've been saying, all right? It does not look bearish at all. It does not look like it's going to break down at all. You're literally buying support. Now, we have yet to experience any volume. We still don't have any volume, okay? And this is what I've been saying on this channel very quickly. Just to reiterate, we got volume right here in this dump. We got volume, right? And so we always need a counter. And so expect a counter to the upside because you always need a counter wave, a B wave, right? Sort of a initial break of structure and then a counter to that. And then finally you get your dump. This is clearly a downside correction, right? So the last move we know is going to be a move with even more volume than this to the downside. This is what this is saying. However, in between, you're going to get a move like this, which counters the downside price action, okay? And this is basically what we're doing. If you guys do not understand the larger scheme, the larger perspective, this is exactly it. We're basically in a big B wave. This is not a bull run per se. It's a series of higher highs. Yes, we're going to six figures, I believe. It's very likely that we go to six figures, but at the end of the day, it's a B wave. And, when it's all said and done, we're going to turn around and complete this correction to the downside. And we know it's a downside correction, again, because that's where the volume's at. We're going to get volume in this counter wave, but the first volume showed us the first move was down, and we got volume confirmed. A volume confirmed move, which means that yes, we're waiting for the other leg to drop eventually. Okay, so that's for all my bears out there. Yes, I am bearish in that perspective, but I'm not going to miss out on the pump to 100K. Absolutely not. Now let's go into smaller time frames. If we look at this on the daily, again, we look great. We look great. We're at the bottom of a channel. We've pretty much formed a very nice reversal pattern, right? Looks, my Wyckoff people, looks like a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, right? Just very, very nice pattern to trade from. My pattern analysis people will probably see a cup and handle, right? And so the target of this cup and handle is essentially we're going to go into smaller time frames to do this, but the target of the cup and handle is the height of the entire move superimposed from the side of breakout, which would be around now. And so the next target would be around 44.5, okay? And that is confluent with what the VPVR is showing us, because the VPVR, which is the horizontal volume indicator, which is basically showing us where all the buying and selling is done at every price point, is saying there's a lot of orders, a lot of buying and sell orders between where we're at 41.6 and 44.5, 45K. Okay, basically we're going to slug through 45K, and once we get there, that's going to be some resistance. But after that, it's pretty much blue skies because you have a big gap, very few orders above 45K. And so once you breach 45K, you're going to start moving with some speed. However, we do have this major resistance, the top of this channel that is going to serve as major resistance, right? Around 50 to 52K. Not exactly sure when it's going to hit, given that it's a sloped line of resistance. But that's pretty much what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. You do not want to short this, not financial advice. It's just a bad idea, right? Just look at the chart, zoom out. Obviously, we're in an uptrend. Obviously, we're at support. Don't short support. Rule number 1, 2, and 3. All right. You want to long support and short resistance. If you want to short anything, wait until we get up here somewhere at the top of this channel, which will serve as some major resistance. And I think that we're going to experience some support once we get here around 48K, maybe 45K at the lowest, before breaking out up and out of this channel. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on the charts, large time frame. And I think this is important. Keep a large time frame perspective. If indeed we're moving to 6 figures, don't get bogged down in the hourly for hourly. Okay, I understand why people are so used to doing that, especially new traders, new chartists, right? For the past few months, ever since January of this year, we've been sideways. So the way to make money, the way to analyze these assets was to look in these confined ranges, right? You have a very provincial view of price action. It goes up a little bit, it goes down a little bit, it goes up a little bit, right? You have to expand your worldview right now. You have to see outside of the box. And the box is this big trading range that we've been in since January. We're eventually going to break out of it. We're not going to stay in it forever. And this is the breakout. So plan to break out of it, either to the upside or downside. Right now, it's more than likely that we break out of it to the upside. Last thing, if you look at our stochastic RSI indicator, we're at the bottom of the range, okay? We're basically at oversold. So we need to get into overbought territory before we can even think of selling off, before we can even think of stopping our upwards price action, okay? And even when we're in overbought territory, we can hang out there a bit, okay? So just for people who are just using these indicators, look and see, there's a lot of upside potential because we're at the bottom of the stochastic RSI indicator, meaning we have a lot of ways to go before ever being overbought, okay? So that's Bitcoin, large time frames. Jumping in to the 4-hourly time frame, essentially we're seeing the same thing. You're seeing this pattern, looks like a bullish pattern, looks like a W pattern, right? And again, just like I did on the daily, you can see that this W pattern has a target of, excuse me, this W pattern is target around 44.5 or 45K, okay? So I expect that to be the next major resistance around 45K, but not really major. Maybe a small pit stop, because I think the next major resistance is up here at the top of the channel around 52K. So I wouldn't necessarily do any selling until we hit 52K. If anything, if you're not yet involved, this is a great time to be involved. We haven't yet broken out of this pattern yet, right? Really any time before the halfway point is a good time to be involved. You really reduce your risk. You increase your risk if you want to trade towards the end, right? If you wait too long towards the middle of the channel, it's never a good idea. You want to trade channels by buying the bottoms and selling the tops, and don't trade the middle, right? Buy the bottoms, sell the tops, no trade zone, okay? Just, this is simple, basic trading. Trading can be easy if you make it easy. If you want to make it hard, you want to time exactly when it's going to pump, how it's going to pump, the dollar amount it's going to hit, like, That's tough. I've learned the longer I've traded, the more I trade, the more I've learned. Make it simple. You reduce your risk almost to zero, and you're going to make a lot of money. You just have to be patient. You have to be consistent. Let these gains compound themselves. All right, now let's get into our favorite altcoins. Okay, Revain, first out the bunch of the bunch rather. It has yet to break out. Okay, look at this. Perfect rounded bottom. Okay, we've spoken about that on this channel. Rounded bottoms are for reversal. Rounded tops are for reversal. So here we get a rounded bottom, signifying that the asset is creating a base for launch. Okay, we've gotten our A wave, our B wave, right, and we have our consolidation right here around the 0.00444 region. This is exactly what we're anticipating, some upward price action. Okay, again, the next major resistance for Revain and all of these assets is the downtrending resistance line. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3 touches. You're definitely going to have some resistance here. You can see it on the VPVR as well. 595, around 590, 595. That is exactly where I think our next major resistance will be. I'm anticipating we hit that in 3 to 4 days. Why? Because this is a downtrending level of resistance. We can kind of estimate the time. All right, if we hit it now, it would be around 6.006. Okay, but around 3 to 4 days from now, it'll be around 0.00590. Okay, and this is what the VPVR is also corroborating. So this is what I'm seeing in Revain. This is a perfect buy. You're literally at support right now. You have a rounded bottom, not financial advice, but that pump, I'm anticipating for us to get a good 32% out of this pump, okay, until our next major resistance around this VPVR, around where we hit this line of downtrending resistance. Okay, so that is Revain. Kadena, same thing. Perfect support. We hit our reversal pattern, and we're looking to break out of our reversal pattern. Okay, and our reversal pattern in Kadena doesn't look like our rounded bottom. You can say it's a rounded bottom on a larger time frame, but it looks like an inverse head and shoulders. Okay, that's what it's created. We went from having this head and shoulders dipping down, not breaking down from it completely, but dipping down, right, with our B wave, and then forming an inverse head and shoulders to pump out. Okay, pump up and out. Again, with Kadena, my resistance hasn't changed, right? And this is the interesting part that novice traders like myself, when I was starting to trade and chart, I didn't get. It's not so fun to have one plan and to have one read, and for maybe a month or 3 weeks, not have anything change, right? You want change, especially if you do this every day. You want to see things go, and if price action doesn't move and it's sideways, it's boring, right? But this is where a lot of novice traders fail. You make a read, you can kind of refine it, but at the end of the day, it's consistent, right? It's the same thing. There's no volatility, there's no movement, right? There's no action, and so they're like, they get antsy. Maybe they change their reads. The read I'm telling you today is the read I told you yesterday and the day before. Yes, it's not sexy, it's not fun, but it's what works, right? 850 has been my target for Kadena for maybe a month now, right? If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know that. Right now, we just finished our reversal pattern and we're pumping out. This pump may happen in the span of 2-3 days, right? We've prepared for it for months, it seems, but it'll only happen when it happens. We can't make the market move. We can, and it's hard to say when the market's going to move, but we can only prepare for it and prepare for, expose yourself into the position so that when the move does happen, you're ready to take advantage. And then when you reach your next high time frame resistance, you take profits. And that's it. It's not sexy, it's not fun, but it works. I guarantee it, okay? And so, again, I'm repeating myself, but for Revain, my target is going to be right here. After around 50% pump, right? My target's around 850. And again, just like in Revain, did I say Revain? I meant Kadena. Revain, just like in Revain, right? I'm anticipating that this happens sooner than later, okay? I can see us hitting this at the latest by the 29th, okay? And the only reason I'm giving a time prediction, again, is because it's a downtrending level of resistance. But I'm seeing a big move. We're at support. It's a great buy. This is a great buy, okay? And if we go on the higher time frames, on the daily stochastic RSI, we can see indeed that we are at the bottom. We have strong bullish divergence, beautiful bullish divergence on the stochastic RSI. We have beautiful lack of volatility on the MACD, which shows that a big move is coming. We have a beautiful inverse head and shoulders, and on the higher time frame, that looks like two big buying wicks, right? Two big bullish candles with long wicks to the downside, showing strong buying pressure, right? This is a great buy. This is literally, you can't have a better buy, right? Like right here for a move to the upside. So yeah, that's where I would take profit. This is what I'm seeing in Kadena. Last but not least, Verasity. Same idea. On the high time frame, you're at the bottom of a channel, you're at the bottom of a structure. This is where you want to buy, this is where you want to sell. You buy the bottoms, you sell the tops. Rinse and repeat. That's what makes millionaires, okay? And so we're at the bottom, and the stochastic RSI is also bottomed. And once again, I anticipate that the resistance is going to be around 3 cents, right? And I've said this before. Reason being, we have a downtrending level of resistance, and it has multiple touches, so it's very likely that price will reject off of this, okay? If not completely, but not necessarily completely, but partially, okay? So it's going to reject, consolidate before breaking up and out of this, okay? So this is what I'm seeing with Verasity. Around 3 cents is where I would look to take profit, and or a little bit before 3 cents, right? Because we're already, if we hit it today, it would be 3 cents exactly. If this is going to take a little more time, then it's going to be closer to 2.9 cents, anywhere between 2.8 and 2.9 cents, okay? So this is what I'm seeing with every asset. We're at the bottom of the stochastic RSI. This is the time to buy. Very low volatility on the MACD. This is the time to buy. Expect big moves. Big moves are coming. This is typically the case, right? You don't have any activity, and then in the span of a day, 2 days, 3 days, you have massive amounts of activity, right? So instead of trying to time the breakout perfectly, you just get in close to the bottom, and then you sell close to the top. That's it. Trading simple. Keep it simple. All right, that's it from me. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. We have the live stream today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join us. I'm going to go into more depth into my long-term Bitcoin analysis, how Bitcoin is going to go to 100K, what's going to happen after that. I'm also going to look at the altcoins in more depth, as well as some other altcoins, any other projects you guys want to look at. So please do join today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, take care, trade safe, bye.